And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, RD Alba.
Hello.
Yeah, at least alam nila, totoo. Witness ka, ha? Totoo
Yes.
yung mga palakpak, right?
Yes, there's like 5,000 crew members.
Yeah. Because I had to find some sound effects. Kasi minsan, nakakalimutan nila pumalakpak. So ang ending,
Yeah.
ako lang yung pumapalakpak ng ganun. So I have to add those.
You can add those.
I know. Clack,
editing.
clack. Yeah. How are you, RD?
I'm good.
Good to have you.
I'm glad there's a plexiglass between us.
I know.
You know, so we can't
No,
feed
no.
each other viral.
I know, right? There's no droplets.
Oo nga eh.
Diba? How have you been?
I've been actually good. Actually getting used to the whole quarantine thing, staying at home and watching TV, Netflix.
So paano yun? Okay. You are a director, and we thank you for your contribution to the community, both in Filipino community and kahit dito sa local community. You've done work for ABS-CBN and GMA Pinoy TV.
Yeah.
You've directed. What have you directed? Who have you directed?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of people if you're doing who, but
Okay, let's talk about the shows first. Kapalaran, it was yours.
yeah, Kapalaran was an ABS-CBN,
Yep.
and I'm from Bohol, so we were trying to revive the Visayan telenovela.
Yes.
So, if you know Cesar Montano, he's actually from Bohol too.
Yeah.
So he actually was in.
Cebu boy.
Yeah, he's actually in the show with Sunshine Cruz. They used to be married then. Tapos we got all the Visaya actor like Pilar Pilapil, Joel Torre, Giselle Sanchez, Chando Romero, Luc Mijares.
Oh, yeah. Because si Luke is from Bohol.
Yeah.
Laking Bohol siya talaga.
Very, very nice guy. Very nice.
Very nice guy. Ayun, Divine ano siya?
Divine Word College. Yeah. I went to Bohol Wisdom School.
Magkalabad kayo yung mga school niyo.
Yeah. We're like the Chinese school. Parang
Right.
we have to learn Chinese talaga.
You know how to count in Chinese.
Yeah, chit ng sasi, golak, chit, chop. So I forgot some of them, but the weird thing is there was Amoy. In high school, we had to switch to Mandarin.
Really?
So I have to learn Ear, Sansu, Julio. So
Right.
it's just confusing.
So how do you say Happy New Year in Chinese?
Happy New Year. I don't know.
Hindi you call me Fat Choy?
Yeah, I think so. I just, like I said, like after that, I just kind of like, okay, it's too confusing. Then I'm just gonna move on.
Oh my God. So you did Kapalaran, right? That's one, that was a lot of episodes.
Yeah, 175 episodes. So that would actually make it, because I was 21 before, that was actually the youngest director to direct 175 episodes. That was back in 2001. Wow, it's a long time ago.
Let's talk about that, because a lot of, one of the goal of the show, Paco's Place, is to inspire people who are thinking of going into the direction that you've gone through, right? May mga iba naman nakikinig na feeling nila hindi na sila makapivot sa mga gusto nilang puntahan, and yet after hearing the guest share their stories, nai-inspire sila. Ako, having you is already inspiring, by the way.
Naks.
And shout out to Cliff Banagalia for
Hi, Cliff.
for introducing you to us. Oh my God. So, ang tanong ko is 175 episodes. This was shot on location.
On location and everything in Bohol and some in Manila and Cebu.
You had an OB van, I would assume.
No, we actually no.
Wow.
We shot all in advance. Unlike like in Manila, I know they have an OV van, so
Yeah.
they cut while they're
Yeah,
shooting.
ito hindi.
So we like American style. I just came off early from film school.
Let's go technical. I'm pretty sure we might lose the non-technical, but I'll give you the opportunity to go
Yeah,
technical.
believe it or not, we shot
Let's
with
geek out.
one camera. It
Oh
was
my
it was
God.
an XL1. Di ba remember the mini DV tape?
Yeah.
Bago pa yon.
XL1 is Canon.
Yeah, so we
Hindi pa XL1S, ha?
Di pa,
XL1
di
lang.
pa. So what we do is we shoot the same scene over and over like 5 times.
Yeah.
Do the master,
medium.
medium, close up. Tapos if we have special shots, like a running shot, then we
So
do
paano
that.
yung shot list nun talaga? Sino gumawa nung sequence?
Ako.
Ikaw. Oh my God.
So parang coming from LA, going to the Philippines, I was kind of like the predator. It's called producer, editor, director, like in my mind. So I have to tell them what to do. Have you heard that before?
No. First time. So ako, okay, I can call myself the predator
Yeah,
also,
pwede.
right? Pero iba yung meaning.
I wonder.
Okay, anyway. Hindi. Ano na ako, guys, erase. Edit out. Hindi,
The funny thing with that is like, you know how I shot the same
Yeah.
scene over and over again to get that because we only had one camera. Like I remember Chando Romero was like, again, like fourth take. Like, you know, I know you're used to Obi Van, Chando,
Yeah.
but we only have one cam, so just do it again.
Right.
But, you know, she's like, she's okay naman. She was just kind of new to that whole thing. You know?
Oh my God. Ibig sabihin, you had to plan the whole shot list to save time, move lights. Hindi ka na mag-move ng lights in one scene.
We only move it when we go closer, like medium and then
Yes,
close
yes.
up. But everything is set up for establishing shot muna yung master shot.
Okay, to give people a perspective, when you're doing an episode for TV, sa Manila nga, tulad na sinasabi nga ni RD, sa Manila, one scene is fast to do because
Everything's lit.
everything is lit the way it is.
And
then,
everything is blocked now, so the actors know where to go.
Yup.
And the camera knows who to follow.
Yup.
And then they're actually cutting
Yes.
inside the OB van.
like the director would go, cut in, or...
Because sometimes they air the
close up.
same night.
Yeah.
Because they diba, ABS-CBN and GMA are like
Competing yan eh.
So like, oh, what's the storyline? They have to cut this right now.
Yup.
And like, you know, episode.
Kayo walang ganon.
No. I didn't want to be stressed out too much. I've already had a lot in my hand. So we want to shoot like 5 months in advance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did 175 episodes of that. What was your takeaway after doing it?
I mean, honestly, we got a lot of local actors to audition in my own place, Bohol, and there was a lot of talented people talaga who are undiscovered. And I was really happy to give them a chance and change their lives. I've actually a lot of, and I can name a few that who've actually changed their lives from, they were just like
Unknown.
a waitress
Yeah.
in a resort who auditioned for my show. And now she's successful, living her dreams. She's in Sweden now.
Wow.
But she's really thankful about the opportunity, meeting people and
Yeah.
getting the connections. And
Did you ever think about bringing that kind of concept here?
I mean, anything's possible. I mean, I think LA, they have a ton of talented people.
The reason why I ask, back in 2006, 2007, the late Boji Dasig and his wife, Miss Odette Quesada, they planned to do something like that, bringing in like sina G. Tonji, sina Leandro Munoz, Carlo Munoz, ako, and everybody else to do more of like a TV series.
You act too? Or
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I do.
As a predator.
So, nahiya tuloy ako, my God. But I try. Hindi na tuloy because everybody had an idea of what to do. And the missing link was a legit director to actually say, na, this is what we're going to do. As a director, you're the captain of the ship, eh? Right?
Yeah.
How, as the youngest director doing this, how did you earn the respect of your peers?
I mean, honestly, you have to respect them back. I know getting a lot of feedback that if they think of a director, they're very strict and they yell at people. Like I don't.
Were you?
I'm very laid back. Like I'm very
Like if
relaxed.
people didn't know who you are, they wouldn't think that you were the director on the set, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm looking for a director. Oh, it's me. Like like they didn't believe it's me. So, but slowly and surely, if you respect other people, they respect you back. And
Right.
even to the crew, the caterer, the sound guy, you have to really know their names, talaga. And that was the thing that I kept when I was shooting bigger scenes, Manila, when I did the movie, the Star Cinema, and all the bigger crew, like 75 crew now with like sound guy. They were
What movie was this?
it was called Biktima with stars Angel Aquino, Cesar Montano, Mercedes Cabral. We also had oh my God, I forgot. Sorry, but yeah, those are the main stars. But there was a lot of supporting actors.
So you directed this film.
Yeah.
How was it? I mean, Star Cinema, si Jun Santiago was already part of Star Cinema, or si Rayleigh Santiago, was he there already?
Was that Miguel Santos?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So how was the meeting like? How did you land the gig with Star Cinema?
It was interesting the way it came about. I wrote the script here with a friend of mine from Sony Pictures, who's also Bisaya from Cagayan. He's actually one of the financial directors at Sony Pictures. So we wrote the script in English, then got translated in Tagalog. Tagalog is actually not my first language,
yeah.
so it's hard for me.
Right.
So as soon as it got to Tagalog, then we got investors to shoot the movie, and Cesar Montano was already on board with it.
Kayo ni Cesar are close, no?
Yeah, we're pretty close. We've gone through a lot, and
Like
secrets too.
Breakups.
But so it was easier for us to pitch to Star Cinema because Cesar was there,
Right.
and he helped a lot talaga. And actually,
Mabait yun eh.
and he actually was a big, I guess a big weapon for us to do the movie. So after that, we shot the movie and actually also edited it because I know where to cut
Yeah.
and everything, and then we presented it.
Because you wrote it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then when they saw the cut, they said, "Oh wow, it's a very clean cut. Okay, we'll distribute it. And this is the date we're going to distribute it."
Wait, so tapos na when you guys gave it to Star Cinema?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like shock. Oh, cool. That was
Wow.
in 2012. Got released.
I mean, these young cats who didn't go to film school, but are very talented and they have ideas in their heads. How and where do they start?
If they want to be like a filmmaker,
Yeah.
I would say just be creative as much because you only go to film school to learn the basics. You don't need to, as long as you know that you have the creativity. Like you have this shot. I don't even know there's another shot that hasn't been discovered yet. And as long as the idea is there, and then that's the only thing that you need to do. If you need to be exposed, that's the only thing. You have to let people know that you have your work. Maybe join festivals, and that's one way people can say, "Oh, who directed this?" Oh, and then it might win some competitions. There's so many festivals out there, so you can submit as much as you can.
Now, aside from doing movies and TV series, you also did TV shows.
Yes, I'm currently directing TV shows right now.
What are you currently directing?
In the American venue, I just finished a Lifetime movie. We actually just wrapped before the pandemic started. We actually had 2 more scenes to shoot, but I think we're trying to get around without those scenes. For the Filipino side, we have a show on GMA Pinoy TV. It's called All in the Family with Dr. Tess.
Oh, Tess Mauricio.
Yeah, it's our 3rd season now with GMA Pinoy TV.
On cam, can you actually get Dr. Tess to guest,
Yeah. She would love
guest
it.
on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Idol ko yun eh.
And I'm actually getting Botox from her this Saturday.
Nice. She actually saved Julian Lennon's life.
Oh yeah, I saw. Did you see that post?
Yes. Like Julian Lennon thanking Dr. Tess.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that? Yeah, yeah.
And she's changed a lot of lives too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the better. No
Yeah.
pun intended.
Exactly. Inside and out.
Inside and out, right.
I've known their family since 2011 because I've done her show since then.
Yeah.
I started doing her show. It was called RSVP for TFC. It was G Tonji and Dr. Tess as hosts.
Right.
And this was at Channel 18. That's how I knew Janelle So.
I have a question. So they have a thing on YouTube. That's not the show, right? Or is that the show? On
That's the show that's been aired on GMA, and then you can only put on YouTube what has been aired.
Ah.
Because the reason why is, why would people subscribe if they
Is that really their house? Is that a set?
It's a big house.
Oh, so that's where you guys do
Yeah.
it, no? Ang galing. Kasi parang ganito lang yung setup din eh. Nakaupo sila mag-asawa.
Yeah.
Tama ba? Am I watching?
Yeah, that's in the foyer.
Am I talking about the right show? I'm talking about the right show, right?
Well, there's that. I don't know if that's their podcast. They have also a podcast. That's
They
probably
do.
that's a different show to go
Okay,
to.
you're not involved with the podcast.
No, that's their own thing.
Okay.
But in
Wow.
one of the scenes in the reality show, we cover that scene that they do their Sunday podcast.
What are you most excited about? Doing a film, doing a TV show, doing a TV series?
I'm more passionate about doing a film. My genre is more of thriller because I like to entertain people and just be creative about it.
Okay, let's talk thriller. Who's your favorite thriller filmmaker?
Wow, there's a lot. I like Wes Craven,
Okay.
Alfred Hitchcock,
Uh-huh.
and
M. Night, no?
M. Night also. He's more of a intelligent, the twists and
Yes.
turns. He's also good, but that's more of siguro higher level.
At saka si M. Night may pagka-alien eh, no?
Yeah,
Parang thriller.
mystery.
Tapos biglang mamaya, okay.
Out of this world talaga.
Yung pala, literally out of this world ang
So
ang effect.
because if you notice, if you watch all this M. Night Shyamalan movies, you're always thinking, what's the twist? What's the twist?
Yes.
Tapos
yes.
you're disappointed if there's no big twist.
Yes.
Like, oh, okay.
Like oh my God, sino gumawa ng Message in a Bottle? Sino nagsulat nun? Who wrote mga Message in a Bottle? Ito like mga romantic films. Lagi may naman
Yung
The
parang
Notebook.
The Notebook.
Oh,
Yeah.
yung writer na yun.
You like those?
Yeah, pero ang story lagi may namamatay.
You like to cry?
I like to cry.
Talaga.
Oh my God. Although I like to watch thriller films, ang pinakagusto ko talaga, my God, Jeepers Creepers.
Oh, those kind. Yeah, there's different kinds of thriller.
Sino nagsulat ng The Notebook? Hindi ko kaya yung mga mabibigat na like yung may kay Mark Wahlberg ngayon na may house. I don't know if you've seen that na it's a thriller thing. Yun, hindi ko kaya yun, yung mga horror. Nicholas Sparks.
Oh,
Yun.
okay.
If you're watching a Nicholas Sparks movie, alam mong may mamamatay. If you're watching an M. Night, alam mong may alien.
Right. I mean, somebody should die. I mean, I guess it's always life and death.
So now you write. Do you write in the same manner na okay, this is my signature.
I don't try to think that way. Otherwise, you'd be like kind of like stuck.
Pigeonholed, yeah.
I want to be open and like
Right.
see what comes to mind. And the weird thing is, I like to listen to music when I'm writing.
Really?
It inspires me. Like if it's a soundtrack,
Uh-huh.
I could think of a scene. Like, okay, this sounds like they're gonna do this.
Ooh.
You know, and think of different ways how people die because you've been, showing
Thriller, di
Yeah,
ba?
the same way people knife, gun.
How about Saw? Did you like the series?
So it was okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like I don't really want to have nightmares, but
So what would you recommend people who are listening and watching watch in terms of thriller?
like right now, there's a show on HBO Max called The Undoing with Nicole Kidman. It's really nice.
Wait, define nice. Kasi nice, baka mamaya nagne-nail bite na ako.
No.
Walang hiyato si RD ko.
Very classy. Like you have this, mysterious lady who dies in the first episode, and you're trying to figure out who killed. Is it Nicole
Okay.
Kidman? Is it the husband?
Parang I suspect Mr. Green in the conservatory with parang clue yung no?
Yeah. So there's like a lot of thought that goes into the audience.
Right.
Otherwise, like other movies, you just say, oh, so obvious this is the killer, and they're just running after the actor.
Now, so Biktima, was that a suspense thriller?
Yes, it was. It was a psychological thriller. The Angel Aquino, she was really good too. And we she wasn't the first choice. My friend Juliana Palermo was my first choice because I worked with her in Panagoy sa Suba.
Yeah.
But she was not available, so we got Angel Aquino, and she just came off the show called Magkaribal. I don't know if you remember.
Magkaribal, yeah.
And then she was really nice to work with. And
Mabait si
mabait
Angel,
talaga siya. Yeah.
Pag Hanoi sa Suba, you produced it, you didn't direct that show.
Yeah, but when Cesar's in the scene, I have to direct it because no one's gonna.
But did you get director credits for Panagoy?
No, at that time I was still young, so I don't want to be too much. Oh my god, I'm gonna be a co-director. I was like, I'm gonna produce it with Cesar.
Right.
It's already big enough for me,
Yeah.
and we won a lot of awards.
I heard,
in Metro
yeah.
Manila Film Fest. So that was really, it was my first big step to the whole big Manila cinema in 2004.
Wow. Imagine all those things. No, you've done all those things. Ang sarap talaga. You know what? When we come back, we'll talk about the history of how RD Alba became RD Alba. After this. And we're back. RD, how many siblings do you have?
I have 4. I'm the eldest of 5. So
Wow.
it's me, then Lucy, who lives in San Diego, then Desiree, who lives in Colorado, and another one who lives in Colorado.
Wait, another one
Julia.
meaning?
Another sister,
Okay.
Julia, and I have a brother in Dallas.
So what's the age gap between you and your brother?
So my brother was born in 83 and I was born in 78.
Wow. Wow lang ang sinabi ko.
Wow
Ibig
lang.
sabihin, hindi ko na compute kaya.
Oo nga, that's why I don't know.
Oh, wow. 73, 78, 83. Okay.
I just turned 42.
5. So 5 years. Okay. Now, when did the film bug bite you?
A funny story. It was actually when we were still kids in Bohol. my dad just came from the States and he brought this Betamax.
Uh-huh.
So I borrowed it and
The
like,
big one pa, no?
the big one, and you put the Betamax tape, and then we would start like killing each other, like get the butter knife and get the ketchup.
So thriller ka na talaga
Oh,
ever
my.
since.
It was called the Little Killer. My brother will always be the killer. So my mom would come home like, "Where's the ketchup? I just bought it." Like, "Oh, we used it for the film." Like,
Teka, your dad is an OFW.
yeah, he's a doctor.
Okay.
Quick backstory. All my
Yes,
my
take
family
your time with
my
the
family
backstory.
is actually a medical field. My dad's a doctor. My mom's a doctor. My aunt, my uncle. We actually have a family hospital in Bohol.
Right.
And my dad went to the States to pursue his fellow at
Okay, so nag-aral yan.
internal medicine.
Yeah.
So we went to NYU and then
He came back.
Philadelphia. He never came back. That's why naghiwalay yung parents ko.
Oh my God.
So that's why I was in Bohol until 6th grade. Then I went with my dad when he was interning in Philadelphia.
Just you or all five of you?
Ako lang. Kasi I grew up, when my dad left, I was already like young. So parang I needed a father figure. My
Yeah.
mom's like, just go with your dad.
Yeah.
So, but after 1 year, my dad realized he couldn't
He couldn't go to school.
No, he couldn't like he can't cook everything.
Oh.
So I went back again to
Right.
Bohol to finish high school. But after that, I went to college in the States.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to Alabama because my dad.
Whoa!
My,
Which
my-
part of Alabama?
Talladega.
Okay.
My dad got offered a
Talladega.
job in Appalachia after his internship, and it paid a lot of money because they need doctors at Appalachia. Like, what is Appalachia? I don't know if you know what Appalachia is. It's the poor area of
Yeah.
America, and I was shocked like how poor it is there. And you could see people like bare feet,
Grabe, no?
in the stores. But it was, I guess he was doing good deed at the same time. So we moved there. I was there for 4 years. I went to Jacksonville State University, studied drama.
Jacksonville State
Yeah.
is also in Alabama?
Yeah, Jacksonville State. There's a Jacksonville, Florida,
Yeah.
but Jacksonville State, I guess they're.
So wait, so nasa Alabama ka. You know what? Dumaan kami ng Alabama, Carson, Alabama. I don't know where we were going to. I think were we going to Texas or somewhere in the Midwest. Pagdating namin sa Carson, Alabama, it was me and a Chinese friend of mine. Yung mga tao, when we were having breakfast, yung mga tao talaga were just looking at us.
Yeah, somebody even asked me like, "What are you? Are you white or are you, black?" Like, I'm Asian. Like, what is that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, they're very clueless. I'll say
Yeah.
naive, clueless, and all that. Mabait. Mabait yung mga tao, but they were like
They're very
really,
curious. Yeah.
yeah.
Like when I go to their grocery store, they know me right away because I'm the only Asian. Oh, you're Dr. Alba's son. Like,
Alam
yeah,
na.
Alam nila. But now I think there are more Asians who are coming in.
We gotta teach them, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'll be damned.
So, hindi mo na-apply yung accent na yun.
You tend to, diba? Like when you're there, So like you have like you always say I'm fixing to eat, I'm fixing to drive over there. Fixing.
And nakakatuwa, when you're there, sila naiintindihan nila yung isa't isa.
Yeah.
Ikaw, can you say that if you hear them talking fast, will you understand what they're saying?
Eventually, yeah.
Okay.
It's weird. Like even if I go to like London, you try to speak British. You can't believe it. Can't tea.
That's bloody awful. I've been to the underground.
I think we're like as a Filipino, like you're a parang chameleon, diba? Parang you
Yeah.
have to kind of be.
Although hindi ko makuha talaga yung accent dito sa LA.
Maybe because you're around a lot of Filipinos.
Maybe. Pero
And
hindi.
you speak Tagalog in the house.
Yeah. Tapos ang nakakatawa, yung mga Filipino nakikita ko, minsan yun ang nagagaya mo sumali eh. Kasi sila rin, di mo alam kung saan nila ginagaya yung ginagaya nila. Sinasabi ko nga, kung gusto nyong matuto mag-American accent or neutral accent sa LA, lahat ng vowel mo gawin mong E. Eh.
Like for example,
Yeah, sige, try mo. Eh, walang A, E, I, O, U ha, talagang eh.
eh.
Okay? So,
Like
your name is not RD. It's RD. Hey, RD. Where are you going? I'm going to the mall. Alam mo, pag nakarinig ako ng mga Pilipinong gano'n, okay, Lord, thank you. Magtatagalog na lang ako. Kasi, minsan they try. And
At least they try.
pero nahihirapan ako pag ako kausap na parang magtagalog na lang tayong dalawa.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. I mean, it really depends also when you arrived in the States. Like,
Yes.
I arrived here in 91, so parang, like me, my Tagalog is not so Tagalog. I'm
But you can
Taglish.
speak it talaga.
Talaga.
Oh. And then we had a guest. I don't know if you know him, si Ruben Wee.
Ruben Wee.
He's an actor.
So he's Phil Am.
He's Phil Am. Ang galing niya mag-Tagalog. Ang galing niya mag-Tagalog English accent. Ang galing din niya mag-English Tagalog accent.
For his parents are pure Tagalog. Hindi naman Bisaya. Because
Hindi,
for me,
hindi.
it's like I have to think Bisaya.
Yes,
Tagalog.
yes. Pero siya kaya niya mag-neutral accent na talagang you should get him in one of your movies
Yeah.
also. Magaling. So now, you were here with your dad. Dr. Alba was in Alabama. How did you land in the West Coast naman?
So when I graduated Bachelor of Arts in Drama, I told my dad I want to study Master in Fine Arts and Film.
What was the conversation like when you said, I'm not going to med school?
That was like a long time ago before I even started.
I want to hear that conversation.
Like, oh, you're going to be a doctor? Like, not really.
Hindi ka ba na-pressure?
Yeah, even in high school, I was really the best in integrated arts. I was like the director for all the school plays. So alam na nila. So
Like, tanggap na nila, ito, hindi
Yeah.
magdo-doktor yan.
yeah, I mean, they understand. And they're pretty open naman. I'm glad. Like, iba, some Filipino parents, you have to do this.
Right?
There's no other way. You have to do this. But siguro at least meron kaming fallback. Like, if I fail, then we have a hospital. I can work.
Activity director. Patay. Okay, so that conversation was talagang na parking lot na kumbaga
Yeah.
dealt with. Now you went to
LA.
LA,
So I started
then-
film school here. I went to the Los Angeles Film School.
which is a good school, by
Good
the
school,
way.
yeah, which is amazing. Because your teachers are actual directors, actual cinematographers. When they're not doing a movie, they're actually teaching
Teaching.
you. Like Philip Noyce was my teacher. He was the director for Clear and Present Danger.
Ooh, nice. Tom Clancy.
Bone Collector. Actually, he was shooting Bone Collector, and our assignment was to block the scene with Angelina Jolie and Denzel Washington.
Yes.
At that time, hindi pa sikat
Si Angelina. Yeah.
So each of the directors in the class have to block. Okay, this scene you have to do where the master is, where the medium is, where to do the cutaway for the photo of. 'cause
Galing, di ba?
So it's nice. It was like you're actually in the set. You're like, wow, okay, good.
Like lalo na pag nag-uusap na sila, do I do an over the shoulder or do
Yeah.
I do dito na wala yung kausap and all
Yeah,
that?
and that's where creativity comes in. You know,
Yes.
if it's a serious tone, then you have to go closer
Yes.
so you can see their emotions in their
Yes.
eyes.
And then where do you crop? Forehead.
Well, depends if they're beautiful.
Dito lang, di ba? Kasi lahat yun eh. You have to be aware of excuse me. You have to be aware of all of that there, right?
Yeah, the good thing now, the technology is advanced. It's 4K or 8K. You can actually shoot wide and you can
And then
actually
crop in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. So you learn now when you were doing that, was it more going to school or having fun? Kasi you're doing what you're doing now.
Yeah, it's actually fun for me because I love doing it. And from the pre-production to post-production, I love everything about it. So it's for me, it's not work. So it's kind of like, the life that you want to live.
Now that you're living your life. Why are you okay? As a predator, producer, director, editor ba? Tama ba?
Yeah.
Paano kung actor? Paano kung apat yung quadrant?
You're a predator actor.
Predator actor. So which hat do you wear best? Producer, director, or editor?
I think it would be more of director. I like to talk to the actors and kind of explain to them what the scene is about,
Yeah.
and just kind of like also talk to the sound guy and to the camera and the lights, like kind of overall, so I know what the look is like, and even to the editor because I know what I'm thinking where to cut, and script supervisor and like, okay, we don't need this line. So parang I already think everything in my
My
mind.
God, ang komplikado, no? Okay, take us through a shooting day. You're on set before everybody else is or late ka pumupunta on set?
Well, there's a call time, depende. Like,
Let's say call time natin is 7 a.m.
so the call time 7 a.m. for everybody. So all the best boys are there with the lights and everything, and I usually come in at 8 a.m. And by that time we've already had our rehearsal, and the actors should know their lines. So the first thing I should look for is the first shot of the day. maybe it's an interior cafe scene where in the shot list is we'll do the maybe a crane shot first because it's like overlooking from the outside the cafe to going in.
Time out. I'm gonna dissect ha. So nabanggit mo crane shot. Dahil may crane shot, sa pre-production pa lang pinag-uusapan yun.
Yeah, everything has to be talked about pre-production. That's the most important.
Yun nga, hindi ka pwede bumalaga na,
No.
Mike, parang gusto ko ng crane shot bukas. You can't do that.
No, because everything has to be talked about the pre-production so you know how much you would spend and the time it takes to set up and what time of day, if it's sunrise, sunset, if it's noon. That's the...
So take note ha. The movie is already done in your head before
Yes, yeah.
it actually begins.
It has to be done in your head.
Like, okay, go.
But there's always a small
Wiggle room.
If there's like you never saw this coming. Like this is a perfect shot. You should do this shot. Like and it will extend the time.
And the budget.
And the first AD would be like, okay, we have to adjust the whole schedule.
Let's talk about the AD part. Yan.
Yeah.
So you're the director, you call the shots. Of course, when you call the shots, someone has to be your trigger man, and that's the AD, the assistant director.
He looked at the time. Like we have 5 minutes for this shot. We have to move on. The sun's not here anymore, or the actor.
Golden hour.
Yeah.
Ganon.
So that's the thing. Like you have to stay on time all the time.
So, do you stress your assistant director?
No, I don't like to stress anybody out. Like I said, I'm very laid back. And
Yun na nga eh. Like being laid back, people might just step on you. Or how do you deal with that?
if people step on me, if it's too obvious, then I would let them know. Like I think you're stepping on, something here I don't want to deal with. So you want to be in the set or be out of the set, like nicely,
Right.
because you don't want to waste time. And if you're mad at the actors too, it kind of ruined their day.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of directors in the Philippines, they yell at the
Yeah.
actors.
Mali, di ba? You don't do that.
Sometimes they're used to it, but I feel the emotions too. Like if I get mad at you, then I get weird. Like my communication level would be weirded out.
Eh, paano kung irresponsible yung actor, actress, hindi niya memorize yung line
I
niya?
actually have a story with that.
Go.
Where
Put your mic closer to you para.
we have one actress. I won't mention names, but she was always late and
Clue.
no. So we
I tried, guys. I tried.
So we actually talked about what's going on. It's gonna ruin our schedule, ruin everything, all the crew. Okay, let's kill her off.
Huh.
How are we gonna kill her off without letting her know? Well, she has a contract and we don't need to do this. Blah blah blah. Anyway, cut the story short.
Why?
We
Wait. Don't cut the story short. Let's.
no. I mean, cut to the point of her.
No, I want to know what she did. Bakit niyo
Yun lang,
tinanggal?
yeah. She's not showing up.
So diva.
Diva.
Okay.
So basically, the best way is to just cut her off and kill her off.
Okay, now, if you cut, so I'm assuming because you're gonna cut her off, this is a series. Imagine, ikaw gumawa ng series na to, ikaw nagsulat?
A co-writer. Yeah.
So which means you birthed this character, right? And you had expectations for the character.
yeah.
And the character wasn't portrayed well by the actor, actress. And now you have to kill the character. We'll go back to the topic in your kwento, pero naisip ko lang, how does it feel to kill off a character na ginawa mo just because someone ruined it?
The good thing with that telenovela is you can do anything. You can have a twin, you can have a cousin,
Or-
replace her, the same exact line. Like after she dies, the cousin comes away. What happened? Like she dies. Oh my God! I just learned the news. Then she takes on that character, and it's same lines.
Okay.
So it's very simple. It's not like, oh my God, it's the end of the world.
Okay, so
you
it's
can
not
do
like-
anything.
Got it.
Anything with it.
Now I know. Okay, go back. So
So
ngayon,
we don't want her to freak out because sometimes
Right.
when you tell her you're gonna die, they're gonna not show up at all, and your set will be done.
is that the reason why you don't tell the characters when they die?
Yeah, sometimes. And if it's in the script that they die, then they know they die.
Right.
But for this reason, how do we tell her that she's gonna die, but not tell her how she's gonna die? So how I directed it's gonna be a car crash. So she's on a date with her boyfriend in the scene, and I told her, "There's a big truck coming towards your car, and I just want you to yell and freak out." So when she's like date and action, and then she yelled and then cut. Okay, thank you so much. So when we edit it, she doesn't have to be in the scene. We can have a shot of a car coming and another car smash, boom, hospital and scene. So when she didn't know she died, and she has no more call sheets. Like she's not
Right.
Getting, we had a change of story, blah, blah, blah. So when she saw the actual cut, like, oh my God, I died. And then she complained to the Bureau of blah, 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 work. So, but
Wala namang magagawa.
we have a contract and we don't need to do this. So anyway, it was settled. But that's the fun thing is you can be creative in killing people.
Talagang killing with kindness kayo, no? Yeah, I'm chill. I'm cool. You're dead. Ganun eh. Now, speaking of dying as a character, what goes through the minds of people like sa Game of Thrones, mga ganun-ganon? They don't know kung kailan sila papatayan, right?
Yeah, some like high level dramas, like they have several versions of the script.
Oh,
And they only give page by page, so they don't give the whole story.
yeah.
And then it's really up to the producers, like the producers telling the editors where to cut and which scenes to use. Sometimes they have extra money to shoot even extra scenes that are not even going to be used.
Right. Just to make
Just
sure.
to
Parang yung wedding scene ni Tony sa
yeah.
Avengers, right?
Yeah.
Sa last one. Akala nila it was a wedding scene. Nung pala, death
Dead
pala
na siya, yeah.
ni Iron Man.
So there's different ways, you know. Like there's even some movies that they kill off all the characters, but they don't know who actually
Right.
died in the final cut. Just like yung, I don't know if you are following the Miss Universe Philippines pageant.
Didn't you do one of those?
Yeah, I did one here in the States, but
Okay.
I'm talking about the recent one with Jonas Gafford. It's actually a good friend of mine. They actually shot 5 winners, if I'm correct, because they're on location to Baguio. So they didn't know who won until they actually showed who the real winner is that night.
Pero, in-anticipate na nila by shooting all 5 of them.
Yeah, parang like,
Yes.
daming combinations to go like second runner-up goes to third runner-up,
yes.
and then the winner is, and they have to pretend merong crown sila.
Ang
And,
hirap no? For the contestant. Isipin mo,
Yeah.
you're anticipating na ikaw ang mananalo.
Kasi walang audience eh. It's like, closed set.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So you have different endings too.
Now, as a kid, doing all those thriller, and then finally you're taking the main stage and you're doing that already. Ano yung feeling? Is it safe for you to say na I have a lot of tools in my toolbox that I can call it out anytime na hindi na ako nasa-stress, or anong mga obstacles ang talagang nasasabi mo sa sarili mo na shoot, hindi ko kaya to, parang challenge to.
Well, you have to accept any challenge that you can do. You don't just say yes to a challenge you can't do. Otherwise, you just look stupid, and you would disappoint even the crew and waste everybody's schedule.
Like example, like halimbawa, shoot, ito yung day. I'm pretty sure chine-check nyo na in advance yung weather, right?
Yeah.
Lagi ba location o soundstage kayo nag-shoot?
It depends. If shooting in LA, it doesn't really rain for 6 months, so you're
Right.
good with that.
So anong mga obstacles ang ina-expect nyo?
Sometimes if there is an accident that happens,
There you go.
If there is there's also one moment I remember one of the scenes, something caught on fire and we have to be delayed because one of our set was on fire, so we have to really hoping we have to recreate the whole scene again.
Now, when that happens, everybody on the clock is still on the clock, right?
Yeah, so what we usually do with that is we reverse to the other schedules. So, because we're shooting by location.
Yes.
So we're not shooting that, we're shooting the other locations. So while they're rebuilding that, we're going to shoot other scenes.
So pack up na kayo for the day if that happens.
Oh yeah, there's nothing you can do.
Okay.
So that's why pre-production is important. So you have your backups.
Right. Now let's talk about pre-production. What do you anticipate in pre-production? Let's talk about casting. Does casting come last? Does that come first? Ano ba?
It depends. If some actors are on board at the beginning, then they're already cast. But if
Parang
you need,
Cesar Montano, di ba?
Yeah.
On board na yon.
and if you need supporting cast or other roles, then you would call an audition, and they would have different people read the role, and then the casting director decides that, and it'll be approved by the producers and directors. And once it's done, they get approved, then we have a reading with everybody.
And this is the final script, or this is just a working script? Yung draft
Pretty
pa
much
lang?
the final script as much as possible. Although there might be changes here and there, but not too much. Otherwise, that's money again. So while you're doing the actors rehearsal, then you talk with the crew and talk about the shots and equipment list and everything.
Speaking of script, there's the first draft. Tama ba?
Yeah, you can have first, second, third.
And then after that, there's a rewrite.
Yeah, there's rewrites if you have rewrites.
When does it become final?
Um,
Is the first draft always the final? No, hindi, no?
No.
Rarely.
I mean, the final draft pretty much is when it's before the casting.
Right.
Like, that's the story. That's where we're going to go with the movie. And the rewrites are just pretty much sometimes the actor's like, oh, I can't say this line, or, it's just like conservative.
Then saka kayo mag-rewrite.
I don't want to show my boobs.
Let's talk about boobs.
Yeah.
When you...
You like boobs?
I like boobs.
Big or small?
Any. As
Any.
long as they're... ang sa akin is, when you're writing a script, do you write the boobs in the script? Into the script?
We'll just put like, she took off her clothes.
Understood na yun.
Understood na yun. Yeah. I mean, depending on where you're going to air it and what rating you can get.
Right.
Rating's also another story.
Let's talk about that story. I want to hear that.
Because if you have a, say, R18, you have limited audience.
Right.
Then a G rating with a general audience, you have more money people coming in to buy your tickets.
Yes.
So that makes more money.
Yes. But you can't show boobs pag ganon.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So you're parang either limited audience or general audience. Or you have PG-13, you have to have a parental guidance.
Yes.
Ganon.
So, now you're doing a thriller, and there will be blood, there will be boobs. How do you deal with that? I mean, do you just go, okay, we're going for a PG, we're going for an 18 rating, and then what? When you write it in, you talk to the actors, may nudity to, or agent na nila magsasabi nun.
Yeah, they have to agree beforehand, before signing off. And like, when they get the part, you have to disclose everything. There's going to be nudity. And are you okay with showing, do you want a body double? If
May
you want,
body double.
If they don't want it to be their own body, they're uncomfortable, then they have a body double. That's why during some sex scenes, you only shoot like the body scenes, like having sex in the bed. And then it's not their face. And close-up's a face, and then you close up, like kissing.
Okay, that just ruined it for most people watching. Because,
Sorry.
di ba? So, okay, good to know. Wow. So that happens, guys and girls, may body double, pwede yun.
Yeah, because sometimes they're not in the best shape of,
Or pregnant, di ba?
Or pregnant's going to be a little hard.
Parang si Kerry Washington when she was shooting Scandal.
Yeah, you have to wear all this big clothes. And
she was
stuff.
pregnant in yung mga...
Like Madonna and Evita got pregnant in the middle.
Yes, di ba? That happened also. Now, do you normally go for actresses who want body doubles, or...
No, that's too much work. And you have to hire a body double. You have to cast somebody who looks like her. Like you have the pubic hairs to match. I'm just kidding. No, that's already porn. That's different.
Did you ever consider doing shooting porn?
I don't know. I would kind of ruin your name. I think you're like, oh, he's shooting porn, but if the money's there, definitely. But I don't know if I want to ruin anything. You have to change your name to go.
To do porn.
I'll change my name to Paco.
Medyo pornish din yun no? I know, it has a pornish ring to it, di ba? Okay, so here's you directing, and here's you producing. Any body of work na ikaw rin ang editor?
Yeah, definitely. Like Biktima I was also
Really?
the editor.
Co-editor or...
Actually, I made my cut and I submitted it to the studio, and then they enhanced
Pero they
it.
said malinis na yung cut mo, di ba, when you presented Biktima?
Well, after everything is done, like
okay.
I know where to. I'm just cutting it because I know where to cut, and I know I need this close up for this line, and I need this running shot for this, blah blah blah. And then they finesse it, they color grade it, the sound mixing is there, and the soundtrack is there, and also the sound composition. I have to listen to the sound, scoring and everything. But
Simo, that's all you know. You're present everywhere. No, everybody goes home except you.
The good thing is just like you're raising a kid, you know where your kid has to eat, what your kid has to eat, where your kid has to go to school.
Yes.
Parang ganun, you have to take care of your baby.
So now, yung sense of pride, once may showing na and naririnig mo na yung reaction ng tao, ano yung feeling as RD Alba? Ano yung feeling na ganun?
Of course, you smile and you feel good, like people yell at the right places and they get scared at the right places. Like I actually look at the audience during the premieres SM. I look at the audience like, yes, they reacted the way they want them to react.
Why are you in the States though?
Because of the lifestyle. Like, especially being gay in LA,
Mas tanggap.
it's more open and it's more accepted. And in the Philippines, I know I have a lot of friends there too, but it's different.
Yeah, really?
Very religious, and I guess it's just so different. Like, you can't be open about it. Like,
I have gay friends in the Philippines. They're pretty open about it.
I'm sure they're open, but if they go to their provinces and they're
Okay,
ridiculed,
yeah, yun pala. May mas conservative
Yeah.
kasi sa province eh.
like getting married here,
Yeah.
we're over there, you can't get married.
Are you married ba?
I just got married last year.
Congratulations.
In London.
Congratulations. Where's your husband?
He's at home.
Ba't di mo sinama?
No, he's taking care of the dog. We have a 13-year-old dog now.
Oh, what
It's getting-
kind?
It's a Basset and Jack Russell mix. We rescued him. His name is Parker.
Parker. Peter Parker?
Peter Parker.
What's your husband's name?
Philip.
Philip. Now, kayong dalawa ni Philip, where did you guys meet naman?
We met at a club in West Hollywood. It's Rage.
You know, saan ba kami tumatambay ng wife ko sa West Hollywood?
Abby. I mean,
I've been to the Abbey.
yeah.
I took my wife to the Abbey. Ano yung inuman na
Straight bar?
no, yeah, it's a straight.
I don't know.
Doon ako uminom ng Guinness dati, palagi. Shoot.
The Sunset Boulevard siguro.
No. Sa ano talaga, West Hollywood. Kasi ang girls, lahat sila mahilig tumambay sa West Hollywood eh. So, syempre yung mga guys,
Because the straight bars are in Sunset and the gay bars are in Santa Monica. But they're like katabi lang.
magkatabi lang sila.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, let's talk. Barney's.
Oh, Barney's Beanery, yeah.
Yes, that's where I get my Guinness. There's one in Burbank. Mas gusto ko sa West Hollywood dahil mas loud yung ano eh. Yeah, mas okay.
What's
na.
happening?
Yes,
It's
exactly.
near IHOP too.
Oh yeah, para at least doon ka naman I have an IHOP story.
I don't know.
Okay. So, pero hindi nangyari to sa West Hollywood. So kami ni JJ Buencamino, yung keyboard player ng Intro Voice, who's behind the camera. Okay? They played a prank on me. Nagiinuman kami. And then, at 1 in the morning, nakatulog ako while we were drinking. So, pag gising ko, sabi ko, bathroom break. So, I went to the bathroom. I was really wasted. Peed, washed my hands, looked at the mirror. Oh my God, na-shock ako. RD. Puno-puno ng Sharpie yung mukha ko. Like JJ wrote all over my face, no? And so I spent the next 30 to 40 minutes just
Rubbing it off.
Rubbing it off. Siyempre, at that time, awake ka na eh. Of course, pinunasan mo na yung mukha mo. So, 2 in the morning, ready to roll, game na. Game ako. Sabi ni JJ at saka isang friend namin, game? Game. So, inumulit kami. At 5:30 in the morning, RD, si JJ, wasak.
Wasak talaga.
Sinulatan namin yung mukha niya. As in, binaboy talaga. Lahat na pwedeng isulat sa mukha niya, sinulat namin. 6:30, ginising namin si JJ. Jay, gising na. Pag gising niya, sabi niya, uwi na ba tayo? Hindi. IHOP tayo, IHOP.
With the whole...
Sabi ko sa'yo, hindi siya nag-breakfast. Yung polis na kumakain ng breakfast, pagpasok namin sa IHOP, sabi ng polis. Si JJ meron pang,
So, Jay, you don't look at the mirror before you go out?
hindi siya naka ano. Anyway, my goodness. We'll pause for a break. Pagbalik namin, pag-usapan natin, RD, yung mga gear na ginamit mo to make your films. Ano tayo ngayon? Tech talk
Tech
tayo
talk.
after that. After this break. Alright, and we're back. Oh my God, gadget talk tayo ngayon. Because off-cam, we were talking about tayong dalawa, we are Apple fanboys.
I know. Speaking of Apple, I just got the 12 Pro Max.
Is that the blue one?
Yeah, blue dapat, diba?
Yeah.
And then the magnetic wallet, tapos yung Series 6 Apple
So that
Watch.
checks your oxygen level.
Oxygen.
Ako series 5.
But, you just have to get updated. And you know why? It's the cheapest way for me to get new gadgets every year. You know how I do it?
How?
I sell it and get the money and buy the new one. And you have to sell it before
before people like what I did with
Yeah.
my
yeah, the M1 Apple.
oh, are you gonna get one?
Well, I just bought the 4000.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna wait. I'm still good with my 16-inch MacBook Pro.
Speaking of gadget, dati Betamax. And then sa Philippines, gumamit ka ng Canon
XL1.
XL1. Yeah, tapos, ngayon, what are you using?
Like, it's so different now because as a director, you actually just, like, for example, we're shooting the Lifetime movie. You don't really handle equipment anymore.
Your DP does that.
Yeah, the DP handles that. You just go in and, like, you know, it's an Alexa. Like,
Pero nai-impress ka pa rin, no? Hindi na. Do you get, wow, we're using this?
yeah, I mean, like right now, it's either Alexa or the Red camera.
Yes.
Which is good. I mean, it's like 4K resolution, 8K. You know, you're good with that. I mean, the only thing for me is the creativity, the framing of the shot, the lighting, you know, and the actors.
Personal gear. You have cameras at home?
Yeah, I do have. I think I have the EOS M G7X
Nice.
60D
Nice.
camera. I just use for my profile photo.
So the G7X, the Mark II, or the first one?
The first one, yeah.
Okay, and then you have the EOS
M.
M.
So you can change the lens.
So that's the first one also.
yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I guess it's time for me to upgrade. But like I said, like
But when you upgrade, don't give up those those cameras because the EOS M, yun ang start ng M line. We're all using the
Yeah.
M line cameras, by the
Yeah.
way, for Paco's Place. So, M series, so keep that EOS M.
Yeah.
Tapos yung G7X, ngayon Mark III na sila eh.
Mark
But keep the Mark 1 dahil okay pa rin.
But you know what? The new iPhone 12 Pro Max
Espe-
can
oh
shoot
my God.
Dolby Vision.
Yun ang maganda.
4K.
Can you explain Dolby Vision 4K?
It's I would say it's for the audience super clear, and stabilization. You can actually run and like you're running and I'm running. It's still smooth.
Smooth.
You know, and the audio can pick up. Well, you can have an external audio
Yeah.
recording too, but the lighting it just brightens up everything.
Ikaw ba, did you ever think of shooting a short?
I would love to. I would like to try one. Like, you know, there's some iPhone movies, even like iPhone 5. Remember Tangerine who went to Sundance and they got an award, and it was shot all in iPhone 5.
Go do it on the
Yeah.
the 12, oh. Kunin mo kaming
But,
artista.
yeah, I have to buy another. I have to buy another iPhone 12 because my tax might go through when we're shooting.
Oo nga, no? That might happen. But now, MacBook Pro, you have the 16-inch.
16-inch with like 64 gigabyte RAM, 1
Talagang
terabyte,
decked out.
the 8 gigabyte video,
Yes. And you edit on what software?
Final Cut Pro. But I export on Adobe Premiere.
Why?
When I'm working on GMA, they have the specific, you know, like type of export.
Si Michael Abad behind the camera. Yan ang
So-
PC user namin eh.
So what I do is I edit and then I export and then transfer it to Adobe Premiere and just kind of export it the way GMA wants me to.
Wait, you export as a project so they can open it on Premiere, ganon? Hindi.
Yeah, I mean you just convert it. Let's say, for
Yes.
example, they want a it's still 4:3 because it's
Yeah.
not the HD yet,
Yeah.
and it's a DVC Pro 50 with
Wow.
48K, I think
The audio.
16-bit.
Yeah.
16-bit audio, I think.
Yeah. 48 kilohertz.
Yeah.
Yung sample rate.
And then that's pretty much it. Because for Final Cut, they don't have that exact, you know, DVC Pro 50.
No, they don't.
You know.
Galing, no? And you upload that via the cloud.
Yeah, they have their own server. I have the code, and
How long?
I just do it overnight when I go to bed, you know, and they have it on the file.
And then you're good to go. That's it.
Yeah.
You're done for that.
Yeah.
Now, with all these gadgets, is there a reason why you're not using PC? Kung talagang you went full blown Apple, ganun ba talaga?
Yeah, actually, my first laptop was PC. My grandfather bought it for me, but it was really more of like a Word document, like very like wordy stuff. But I think Mac really opened up the whole like, you know, creativity with the iMovie, you know, iPhoto, and then merged to Final Cut, you know, and it's just more. It looks more beautiful, siguro.
Now, speaking of you and your gadgets, are you one of those guys na kailangan kang sabihan ng asawa mo na, "Shh, matulog ka na. You've been in front of the computer for a long time."
I mean, excuse me, I haven't experienced that. I only work on the computer if I have to work. Otherwise, I'm not like the type like I have to be on the computer.
You're not that.
I also like to lounge a lot, watching Netflix and HBO Max, and I like to get updated with the shows too. I want to
You
get
do,
updated with the storyline.
you do this as a couple or you lang mag-isa just to do your research?
We have some shows that we watch together, like The Crown, and then some I watch on my own, like those cheesy stuff.
What are you binging on as of this taping? As of
Oh, right now we just finished episode 3 of The Crown.
who's the actress na? Hindi na si Foy, no?
No, it's the older one who won Best Actress the other year. But she's really good. I think she's gonna be replaced again for the next season.
Right.
An older
Another,
queen.
yeah.
Because right now it's the storyline
Yeah.
is about Diana and
Okay.
Prince Charles, how they met, and Camilla, how they went about that love story.
Nice. Now, your husband, what does he do for?
So my husband's actually also a producer. So he actually produces the films and projects with me. So I do the
So-
directing side and he does the producing side.
Para kayong Susan and Robert Downey ang dating.
Kind of, yeah.
How do you guys butt heads?
Oh, we've done that earlier in our days, and now we know. We just look at each other and then we get it. Because we've been together, 20 years? We got
20
married. We
years.
actually got married the 20-year, the day of we met. So
Wow.
September 17, 99.
Wow. Where did you guys meet?
We met at the Rage Club
In Alabama?
in West Hollywood.
Oh, West Hollywood
Yeah.
na. 99.
Yeah. I wasn't looking for anybody. I was just here for school, and I guess I just met him, and we got along, and I saw him every day, and I brought him to the Philippines in the year 2K when
The Millennium.
Millennium. He was there, and he enjoyed it.
Oh my God, uso pa rave nung mga panahon na yun.
Yeah, but I'm not really into the rave. Are you into the rave?
No,
Yeah.
no. I was into the ravers.
The rave.
I was not into the rave, but sabi ko, okay, tambay tayo dyan. Bakit? Maraming raver dyan. Okay, pupunta kami doon and all
Yeah.
that. So, you were in the Philippines during the Millennium with, what's his name, Philip?
Philip, yeah.
Philip, kayong dalawa ni Philip.
And my whole family was there.
And they were open to you being gay.
Yeah, at that time, I've already been open to them. I actually came out to my mom in, I think, 97. Yeah.
How old were you? Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
How old were you when you found out that you were gay?
Going back to 6th grade, naman, like when you're in school, like
Adolescent yan eh. Yeah.
they tease you with a girl, so parang like you just go with it. Like I remember just being with this girl, like they tease me like pair and pair. Then like parang walang feeling, diba? And
Yeah.
then when after 6th grade, I went to the States, and then that's when I realized like it's more open here, and like why I'm not attracted to like girls as
Much as guys.
all my guy friends do.
Uh-huh.
And that's when you like realize you're attracted to more of like the guys. But of course, it's hidden.
Yes.
I didn't tell anybody because you could be ridiculed, and
You may fear eh, di ba?
I fear like because in the Philippines, parang they tease you and everything. So you kept it with yourself until then. I had a boyfriend, and I kept it from my family too until.
Your first boyfriend was in first year high school?
No, actually, I was already in college.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was already in college. That was back in '95.
Talagang, okay, now you were in the closet. Hindi alam ng parents mo. But when you were away from your parents, you were open about
Yeah.
being gay.
I think college is the time when you're more freer and
Yeah.
you meet people of the same likeness. So that's when you discover more about yourself.
Right. Then, how did you feel? What compelled you to tell your family naman?
I told my dad first because my mom's more strict.
Right.
As usual, my mga parents,
Yeah.
my mom. So my dad said, "Okay, I want to speak to you, Dad. Like, can we have a counselor? I want to have a middleman because I don't want he to freak out. I don't know what's gonna happen."
Oh, so okay, wait. So you were like, okay, I'm gonna tell my dad. I'm gonna come out to my dad, pero I want someone.
A counselor, yeah.
Okay. So walang idea, daddy mo, what's going on?
So when we were at the counselor, he actually had two things in his mind: either I got a girl pregnant or I was gay.
At least, 50% chance.
So the first
right?
thing I told him, I didn't get a girl pregnant, so he knows. But he said, "Are you open? Are you sure you're gay? Like, are you open to go to mga conventions? Meron mga ex-gay conventions. Like, really? Like, we actually went there to Tennessee, in Memphis. There's a whole like ex-gays convention. Like I was formerly gay and now I'm straight.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm very open-minded. Like, what is their...
So cool kayong dalawa ng dad mo. Like
Yeah.
like you gave
Yeah, I
him.
just want to listen what
Yeah.
everybody has to say.
Right.
And of course, those people are more religious people, and I get it. Okay, they want to be living religiously. That's why they have to be straight.
Right.
And the funny thing is, one of the leaders of that group was caught in a gay bar like 3 months later. But like, well, if you're gay, you're always gonna be gay. You just they're just forcing themselves to live as a straight life, and you're not happy. And I don't want to live like that. So my dad understood, and
Galing, huh?
was cool with that. And then I told my mom afterwards.
What'd your mom say?
I told my mom directly na lang, walang counselor now. Parang, Mom, I have to tell you, that I'm gay. And then she paused, and then she hugged me, and then
Aw.
we cried. I said, I love you too, and you're still my son.
Ang sarap, no?
And I was relieved because.
And then your sibling, your sisters and your brother.
And they're more like open-minded. Like I told my sister, she was still in UP Diliman at that time, I think.
Oh, di ba? So, liberal yun eh. Pag
Yeah, I
ganun.
called her on the phone, like, that I'm gay. Like, oh, okay. Parang wala.
Parang,
So-
whoa. What?
And she's pretty cool. I mean, I'm glad to have been accepted by my family. And
Yeah.
I heard, horror stories, like
Oh,
they
yeah.
get kicked out and stuff.
Disowned, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang ganon.
So I'm just, happy. Then after that, I'm very open to my mom. Like with the fashion, she'll ask me like, oh, what clothing should I wear? Oh, you look better this way and blah, 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 your hair.
Ang sarap RD, di ba? Like if you're able to, and like when I say coming out, ang dami dyan, coming out would be simply, the family wants me to be in the military, I don't want to be in the military.
Yeah.
Pero hindi nila magawang sabihin sa parents nila na I don't want to be in the military. Or betrothed sila para to marry this person, but they're in love with that other person and they can never come out of that and all that stuff.
My only advice, though, I know that a lot of people or guys who are in the closet, my only advice, do not come out when you're not ready. Only come out when you're ready. Because if you come out when you're not ready, you don't have anything to fall back on.
Where you can't go back in. Time out! Time out! Mali! Hindi pa pala ako fully out. Wait. May walang ganon?
No, because either you get you rejected by your family
Yeah.
or not. You have to be prepared. You have already friends now you would go to if you get rejected. Or you already have some support or foundation before you come out.
So when you came out, kayo na ni Philip, hindi pa?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
I already had like a boyfriend and I broke up with him. I think I already had 4. The funny thing is, the first one was named Jeremy. The second one was Ben. And then the next one was Jeremy. And then fourth one was Ben. Like, what's going on? It's like, and Philip was the last one.
Yun na nga talaga. Yun na yung sign. This is a Philip.
Yeah, it's weird, like, the same name. Like, oh my God.
Okay, so now eto na ngayon, di ba? 4 boyfriends, you married the 5th, family. Now you have Parker, who's 13 years old.
Yeah. But he's...
Are you guys getting another dog or are you guys gonna have kids? Anong plano nyo?
I don't know, because this is actually our 3rd dog together.
Wow.
Because we've been together 20 years. So we had Fergie was the first one. Philip had Fergie when I met him.
Okay.
And then when I was with Philip, we got Luca. They're both Basset Hounds. And Fergie passed away in 2006. I remember that day because actually I was shooting in the Philippines with Cesar and Bayani Agbayani.
Yeah.
I was actually in the middle of the ocean during a scene and Philip called me.
And told you,
Like, Fergie's like dying.
dying pa lang.
And then he can't breathe. Like,
Oh, Lord.
he had to go. And I was crying. I told Cesar, like, I have to go to the States tomorrow. And he understands, man. So we had to shut down the set for 1 week. And I flew to the States and we had to cremate Fergie. And then everything was good and we came back again.
You know what? Your priority is admirable, huh? Because I hope it really reverberates with people listening and watching the podcast. Na other people would have seen Fergie as a pet. Pero kayo ni Philip saw Fergie as your own.
Yeah, it's our baby. I mean, they slept with us in bed.
Right?
You know.
So the fact that, you know what? Fergie's dying. I'm not doing any of this. Hindi to the show must go on. This has to stop and I need to go home to my family. So meron kang family first attitude eh.
Yeah, dapat family first. I mean, that's why you live.
Yeah.
That's why you have a life to live. Look forward to when you come home is your family, di ba?
Right. So Luca naman,
Luca naman, she she passed away like 4 years after. She had complications of her heart, and that was really painful. That's why when Luca died, we got Parker parang to fill the empty, burden, and after 13 years na ngayon, and parang I'm afraid to feel that again.
Yun na nga eh. Why not kids?
Kids,
At least mas matagal yung lifespan
yeah,
mo.
kids is a little different. It's not like you can just,
Have them adopted pag ayaw
Yeah.
mo na. Ganun.
especially we're busy. If I'm shooting on location, who's gonna take care of the dog? We have to call a dog sitter. It's different with kids. You have to raise kids. Siguro if I have a big time movie or I move into a big house, because right now we're just in an apartment in West Hollywood. Maybe that's a time to go to, but I don't know. I mean, it's not.
You never know,
priority.
di ba? Let me know.
I mean, what do you want to have kids, right? Like you think about it, like so someone will take care of you when you're old.
No. Legacy.
That's true too. But
Di ba? Someone to impart you're a very talented person. I mean, wouldn't you want to at least impart your legacy to your children? Di ba?
yeah. Well, for now, I'm a good gunkle, a gay uncle. I have
That's what it's called, Gamko.
my brother. He has twins. He lives in Dallas, and my sister in Colorado. She has 2 boys.
So the whole family, your 4 siblings are here now.
We're all here now, except for my mom.
Your mom remarried? No.
No, she just had a partner. My dad remarried though.
Okay. So you have siblings with your dad pa?
Just my dad, yeah.
Okay.
Not yeah. He remarried to his high school sweetheart. It's kind of a weird story.
I'm gonna have your dad here on the podcast pag-uusapan.
Yeah.
May mga ganun eh. Now, plans naman for the future. Because ngayon pandemic eh, di ba? Now's the time to really sharpen the saw and
Yeah.
get everything ready. Are you writing a new project?
I have actually a lot of on my notes here. I have concepts. We have ideas every day. Every day is inspiring. Like when you meet people, you always get ideas. Of course, you want to go on and write stories, but although it's uncertain, yung mga times ngayon, you just have to be inspired by your creativity. We actually have 3 projects that's still unfinished.
Since Thriller, meron ka bang pandemic na project? Wala.
Wala.
Ah.
Wala pa. I'm sure everybody's doing it. But I have a project a timeless project. It's about post-World War. It's set in the Philippines, and it's in English because the Filipina and the Japanese has to speak English
Right.
together.
Speaking of that, si Raymart Santiago, and I could be wrong on this, he did a movie where he was speaking in Tagalog. Yung co-actor niya na hindi Filipino was speaking in their vernacular. And then another person was speaking in their own language. Tapos may subtitle lang sa baba.
English subtitle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or kung saan man
Yeah,
ipapalabas. Diba?
Right, exactly.
But hindi sila nag-iiba ng language. So kung Japanese ka, Filipino ako, I'll talk in
Yeah.
Filipino. And then you answer me in Japanese.
Yeah, that's funny thing. I can relate. When I was directing that movie that's not finished yet, I was directing in 3 languages. I have to
Wow.
call Bisaya to the local actors, and
Yes.
speak Tagalog to the Tagalog actors,
And then English.
to the American. He's an American, but he's playing a Japanese. So I have to
Wow.
like speak 3 languages. But they understand cut, so
Action and cut, di ba? Ganun lang yun eh. Ano pa ang pwede naming i-expect sa iyo for 2021?
well, 2021 it's gonna be a slow up, slow coming back. Well, we'll see. We have several projects in the back. Some I can't talk about yet.
Of course.
And
NDAs.
just like go with the flow. Like I always see life. You never know when you're gonna die. You might get hit by a bus when you go out of this garage. But no. But I'm saying live life to the fullest and just do the best you can. Like if you have some things that you want to do it now, because you never know. Why save all this money when you're just gonna die? Well, that's a saying, but what I mean. Like I have aunts and uncles who died with multi-million dollars,
Yeah.
and there's nothing they can do about it.
I have a friend and sabi niya, bro, naghiwalay kami ng asawa ko a few months ago and I think may problema ako. Sabi ko, malamang, naghiwalay kayo ng asawa mo, so may problema ka. Hindi bro, ang problema ko, gastos ako ng gastos. And sabi ko sa kanya, So, anong problema doon? Hindi mo ba ako naiintindihan? Gastos ako ng gastos. Pag may nakita ako, binibili ko. I think I'm coping in an expensive way. I'm trying to cope in an expensive way. Sabi ko, are you stealing money to buy all these things na binibili mo? Sabi niya, hindi. May trabaho ka ba o wala? Meron. Nurse na nagdo-double job. Meron naman. May ipon ka ba? Meron naman din. Sabi ko, so anong problema? And I said what you just said kasi tama yung sinasabi mo. Bukas pwedeng patay ka na eh. Pwede kang atakihin sa puso sa stress mo.
Yeah.
If this whole spending thing is helping you cope at the moment, then so be it. Di ba? Parang
Yeah.
ganun
Of
eh.
course, responsibly too.
Yeah.
Like you said, meron naman siyang savings.
Yes.
But you're not gonna just like...
Iba yung splurging
Yeah.
niya. Di ba? Bayad ba yung kuryente mo? Bayad ba yung
Yeah.
mortgage mo? If
Yeah, what I'm saying is like all these rich people, like, what are you gonna do
I
with the
know,
money? You know,
I know.
give it to some charity or people who need it.
do you have a charity of choice?
There's a lot like in the Philippines. They have this orphanage in Bohol specifically. We always give back.
What do you have a name for that?
It's a Sunshine Home in the Philippines.
Okay, because I mean, if you guys want to help RD, di ba, we'll put a link in the description para
Yeah.
at least pwede kayo tumulong on his behalf.
Also, like related to that, my mom, naman sa Philippines meron kayong mga maid, but
Yeah.
she took one of the orphanage and she actually, spent for her to school.
Galing, no?
And everything is free, and just to you make her, have the ability to do what she wants in life. You know?
Right. Before we wrap up, what is your give back method to the community? What do you want to give back to the community? Yung mga aspiring would-be directors, actors, producers, editors na nakikinig. And the reason, before you say anything, your presence here, by the way, I am humbled by it. When you came into this humble place, like nakita ko yung ngiti mo and all that, and to us that's very inspiring. We're independent. We're trying our best to do what we can do, and then just being validated by your presence. Para sa amin, that's a big thing already. Like yung ngiti mo kanina, if dapat, kung na-document ko lang, okay. So for us, kaming tatlo na nandito, that's already a give back eh. Yung pag-validate mo lang sa amin kanina and you spending time with us, it's already a big thing, and that's to us validation. Pero what are your big plans to validate the community or to give back to the community?
I mean, like, I'm just a simple, person. Whatever I can, if they reach out to me, then I'll help. Entertaining them, if I can entertain them, what I can.
By scaring them?
By scaring them. But you can just do pretty much anything. Like right now, there's really nothing because it's pretty much dead, the entertainment industry. But, whatever you can help. Like right now, if there's PPE needed, just volunteer and give back. But in the whole long run, I think the best motto for me is be kind to people, respect people, because they're just human beings, That's why one reason I like to live in the States is also because everybody here is equal. And every time I go back to the Philippines, you can really see the classism. People look down on poor people, and they treat each other differently. And I just don't like that. Like, if you're here, you're all equal. If you're just a janitor, you can't speak to the boss. In the Philippines, diba? Like, that's why people like to own like a lot of Louis Vuitton to Filipinas or do a fake whatever Green Hills, but they can be respected, and that's the only way they can be respected is to pretend that they're higher, and it's kind of sad. It's just classism all around. I was telling this to my American friends, like, oh really? It's crazy.
Grabe, no?
Yeah.
So sino si RD Alba?
Sino si RD Alba? I don't know. I'm a simple guy who just likes to have fun, relax, live life. Watch movies, I guess. Just get entertained to see what the next episode is.
I think you're more than that. And I think you are destined for more greatness.
I hope so. I mean, it's as long as you have the passion, I guess,
And you do, right?
I have the passion, but I tend to not expect too much because you get disappointed in the end. You just go with the flow, and And don't burn bridges because you never know who you're gonna work with
Yeah.
again.
So would you say you're more pragmatist than an optimist?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have our quirks too and stuff, but just to be nice to people.
Ladies and gentlemen, RD Alba. Thank you. We'll have you again, ha?
Thank you.
Marami pa tayong gagawin.